Hello, welcome to Pads and Pawns. I'm Dylan McGuffrey, the Bob Ross of the drain cleaning world. Today I am looking at a little game called Abstract Academy, which has been sent to me by Crafty Games and comes from a trio of designers that I am very excited about. That is Molly Johnson, or Mojo as I like to call her, don't have any permission to do that, Robert Melvin, the Melanizer, and Sean Stankovic. When you see the stank, you know you should break the bank, is my saying about these three, because you should buy their games, mostly. I would like to start with the worst thing about Abstract Academy, the thing that annoys me absolutely the most, and that is this box. Now, if you just a normal deck box, one size, and you can see, look, this is why it annoys me. Even in my preparation, I missed the card. For half, it's just having to put two decks back into this, essentially, line them up, and for my kind of compulsion, the biggest deck that's all got the same backs and is all the same thing on the front, you have to split that in half as well to fit everything in there. It won't fit in there with one size, and that always annoys me when you have to split up things that are the same. So this is crap, basically. However, I put all my small card games into photo boxes. I usually keep the boxes, so we'll see what happens to this one. That might give you a clue how I feel about this game, because it is going to be kept. Abstract Academy is sort of an area control, tactical reacting to points game where where the scoring is varied each round. It's along the same lines, but the objectives are varied. You will start with a hand of canvas cards, and you will place one of these into a joint canvas. Now, this is primarily a two-player game, although there is a team variant. When you're placing that into the canvas, you are creating a joint canvas with the other player that is 4 by 4. So your first card can place anywhere into that canvas, essentially, but where you think that is in the canvas can be changed by the following plays. And there are rules about where you can place. Essentially, when you get down to it, you're only when you get down to when the grid is defined, you can only place on your side. It's just basically a line in the middle, and you will only score stuff on your side. But this does allow for a number of options for dickery, where you can deliberately do things or try and tempt the other player into setting the boundaries you want. Which when I play Mark is absolutely easy. That's Mark, not Mark. Is easier than it sounds. So there's this cleverness about the play area that you will create together. Each player will also have, at the start of each round, some inspiration cards. You draw one at the start of each round, and the idea is that you'd claim one of those into your scoring pile at the end of each round, ideally. However, you might not be able to do it. These are typically shapes that you need to do in your half of the canvas. And at the scoring stage of the round, you get to claim one of these if you've done it. And you'll usually want to, because there's not loads of points on offer. However, you might end up having to keep one in your hand till a later round. There is 3 rounds, so then you'd have more flexibility of being able to choose one. There will be some colour assignments. Now, in the first round, there is one of each of the 3 colours, and these are just things around the colour, like most blue areas with 4 or more quadrants. If you did that, you would claim that into your scoring pile, and that'd be worth 3 points at the end. Most yellow areas with only 1 quadrant. Most red areas with 4 or more quadrants. So they're all that kind of thing. And quadrants are the 4 areas that the card is split into. This one looks like 3, but if you look on the back, you can see it's split into 4, and you just imagine that. I don't know if there's... Oh, there we go. That one is super clear. For my B-roll, I shall keep that one near the top of the deck. Woof. And then you also have these professor cards, which come out in round 2. You get 2 of these to score. Longest colour path, 5 points. Balanced composition, wherever they need explaining, they are explained in the rules. And then in the last round, so first round, 1 of each colour. Middle round, 2 professor cards, and the last round 1 professor card and 2 colours chosen by the player who has the best, the first teacher's pet. It's not first player card, it's a teacher's pet card. You don't have to stick it on your head. I just have incredibly tacky skin. Tacky as in sticky, not cheap. The rulebook for Abstract Academy is a great example of a rulebook. It's short, sweet, to the point, and it answers any questions you may have. Fantastic. Better than the box. What I like about Abstract Academy is it feels, this bit of placing blocks down and colours and stuff and creating your own side doesn't feel different in the kind of mechanism of creating patches of whatever designs you want. That's kind of King Domino-esque, and that's been done for ages. But the way you have this shared canvas kind of elevates it up to, and gives you a real nice decision space about, is it more important to claim scoring things for yourself or make sure to limit what your opponent does? And I really like that interaction where that occurs. At some point you're only going to be able to place in the row nearest to you, so you want to use those moves where you can interact with the other player's side wisely and in the best way possible. There is an element of luck with what comes out of the deck. You're kind of you can get to a point where you want a certain card, but usually you only want a certain half or a certain quadrant. So you kind of feel like you've got good odds of getting that, or you realise the risks going in. Each round the canvas is cleared and you do a new one, and you're going to get different goals. These goals are what really elevate the game, and in my experience are one of the strengths of this trio of designers, where they take a kind of fairly easy, maybe standard concept, and they apply some kind of trickery to it. You know, you come to point salad where you either play the card as a goal or part of the salad. And I just find that their goal cards and the way they use the goal cards and the amount they put in just offers you that variety and replayability for games that you might otherwise not have lasted long in your collection. Cascadia I absolutely love, and it's because of the simplicity added to the variety, and you can kind of make it more complicated by which scoring cards you choose, or you can just choose, randomly choose any. And I think this does an excellent job of doing something like that in a small package. I haven't played the 4-player mode because the rules describe it as more chaotic, and I think this works great as a 2-player game where you're back and forth, and to add a teammate into that just didn't tickle my fancy. It might be excellent and I could be completely wrong about that, but it's still quite tough to get 4 people around to my house, not because of COVID, just because anyway, so the bad things about this game are the rule box, not that tacky. There is a little bit of luck. The game feels area control-esque, and the variety comes from these cards, these point cards. So if that stuff doesn't appeal to you, then I don't think it's going to win you over. But if you are fans of the better games from these giants of designing, according to me, then I think there is a lot to like here. I'm still of the opinion that these guys have not released a terrible game. They've released some that just didn't do it for me. I think it was only really one that was only really Truffle Shuffle that I didn't like, and the rest have all had this layer of cleverness on that I think really elevates them. And I think if you enjoy simple games that are easy to teach but have a bit of and a bit of ooh, then Abstract Academy for the asking price is an easy recommendation. It will certainly be staying in my collection, albeit in a different boxing solution. Thanks very much for watching me, Bob Ross, not Bob Ross, I am the Bob Ross of the drainage cleaning solutions. It was so long ago I can't even remember what my name was. Dylan McGuffrey Oh, I lied. Do check us out on, well, we haven't Twitched for anything ages, but I'm moving house and we're going to have a streaming room. So check us out on Twitch, follow us on Twitch, follow us here, and you'll get notifications for when we actually do post stuff, which is hoping to be more regularly in the future. Thanks again. Bye.